and for the record, on the Fleming nomination, the clerk mistakenly reported it as 14-9. It should have been corrected to report 13-9. Doesn't change the vote, obviously. Next is Kathy Vidal, nominated to head the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, more commonly known as PTO, well-qualified nominee, 25 years. She's been litigating patent and intellectual property matters. She's tried 32 of them to decision. She really has a deep understanding of this office and will be an asset to its management. Does anyone else seek recognition to speak on Ms. Vidal's nomination?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll try to be brief. The committee doesn't need to hear from me about how important and critical to innovation patents are. And the committee doesn't need to hear from me because it knows it already that big tech doesn't like patents because it impinges on their market dominance. Now, I don't know Ms. Vidal that well. I sent questions to her to answer. The answers were very evasive. They were really non-answers. The problem I have with her, and the reason I'm going to vote against her, is the same problem I had with the last 3 Patent Office directors. And that is that if you took big tech and turned it upside down and shook it, that our Patent Office directors would fall out of big tech's pocket. And we keep talking about doing something about this problem, but we never do it. I don't doubt that Ms. Vidal is smart. I know she's smart. She's a partner at Winston Strong, where she and her partners represent, big tech. I mean, her predecessors, excuse me, one of her predecessors worked at IBM for 25 years. And then we put him head of the Patent Office. One of the prior directors worked as senior patent counsel for Google from 2003 until her confirmation. What was she confirmed to do? We put her on as running the Patent Office. So, you know, that's the problem. I have every one of these administrative law judges, every single one of them, report to the director. And I'm not making any allegations that anybody's done anything improper, but there's sure the appearance of the absence of a level playing field. And my final point is, I've been here 5 years, which I know is less than a lot of you, but during those 5 years, we've talked a lot about big tech. And what we've done over those 5 years is strut around and issue press releases and hold hearings and do nothing. So when we get past the current issue before the Senate as a body, Voting Rights Act, those of you who have influence with Senator Schumer, we may want to turn to big tech. Just a thought. But I just wanted to get that of record. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Kennedy, I don't want to step on any news that will be issued after this meeting, but buckle your seatbelt. This committee is going to be taking some forays into the field that you just mentioned. Senator Tillis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be supporting Ms. Vidal's nomination. I've worked very closely with Senator Leahy as current chair of the Intellectual Property Subcommittee, and before that with Senator Coons in a ranking member capacity. Director Iancu made a lot of progress on PTAB, made a lot of progress on going after big tech that was trying to make it very difficult for small innovators to protect their intellectual property. We asked some very pointed questions of Ms. Vidal and questions for the record, and in my personal discussions with her, I have her assurance that she's going to continue the reforms that are in the right direction, and I believe that they do address some of the things that Senator Kennedy mentioned, and I have confidence that with her expertise and her commitments that she will be a good replacement for Director Iancu. I think with the progress that we're making on PTAB and a number of other patent issues that this committee should consider codifying some of these things so that we keep them and make them have staying power after they're promulgated.
Thank you, Senator Tillis. Senator Leahy.
Thank you. I agree with Senator Tillis. He and I requested the administration back last March, I believe it was, Senator Tillis. We jointly requested to move ahead with a nomination. I'll put my full statement in the record, but I do support this nominee, and I agree with what Senator Tillis just said.
So if no one else seeks recognition to speak on this nomination, the nomination of Katherine Vidal to be Undersecretary of Commerce for Intellectual Property and Director of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Leahy.
Aye.
Mrs. Feinstein.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Whitehouse. Ms. Klobuchar. Mr. Coon. Mr. Blumenthal. Ms. Hirono.
One more.
Mr. Booker. Mr. Padilla. Mr. Ossoff. Mr. Grassley.
Aye.
Mr. Graham.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Lee.
No.
Mr. Cruz.
No by proxy.
Mr. Sass.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Hawley. Mr. Cotton.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Kennedy. I'm sorry? Mr. Tillis. Mrs. Blackburn.
Let the U.S. Attorney's voice vote.
Chair Durbin.
Aye.
Chair Durbin, the votes are 17 yeas, 5 nays.
The nomination will be favorably reported to the floor. We have 4 U.S. attorneys: Ryan Buchanan of the Northern District of Georgia, Jason Ferguson, District of Nevada,